Wednesday afternoon. The rain's actually started in the morning and it's afternoon and it's still rainy. How you doing today? Good afternoon. What's up? What's popping? I hope that the area where you live and do business is not flooded. On my way back from work yesterday after my shift, you must have experienced a heavy downpour in your area as well. Huh. Driving down home, there was it was more like we were swimming. But gratefully it was a sports utility vehicle, so the impact wasn't that much. I saw other saloon vehicles struggling to drive through that flooded area, and I can only imagine how much water got into their vehicle and how they would need like how many days sun, because there's one stench. Yes, there's a stench that comes from having your vehicle wet. That's the inside of the vehicle, the interior. There's some carpets and rugs, that tries to make the inside of a vehicle look very nice. And if those things get wet, or more, if your seats get wet, worse, especially when they're not leather covered seats, right? So there's one stench that comes, and you'll just have to live with it or live through it up until when the weather is fair or there's sun. Probably you can take your vehicle to a car wash and have them clean, wash, and then let it dry. So to everyone who will have to go through that, I feel for you. And for those people who were stranded at some point yesterday because of the heavy downpour, lessons to learn: always be prepared, okay? Leave your house with an umbrella. I see a lot of people wearing rain boots these days, and there's this raincoat that is, what's it called? Is it rubber? No. Yeah, there's a leather. Is it a leather raincoat? I know the material made from it is from rubber, right? You can wear, and then if you must stay at a spot to wait for the rain to subside, please do. Whatever it is out there can wait, except of course they are calling you to come and collect huge sum of money. Please do not wait. Defy the odds. Get there, all right? But then again, do not put yourself at risk. The rains are here. And yes, our brothers who are also in the habit of dumping refuse in flowing water when it rains, please, I beg of you, do not do that. Stop doing that. You're blocking the drainages. As a matter of fact, you are the reason why some areas are flooded. Because you see all those things you dump in the flowing water, it gets to a particular spot, it is stuck there, and hence that place is blocked. Flooding will happen in those areas, all right? And now, if you're looking for an apartment or a place to do business, ladies and gentlemen, now is the best time to reach out to an agent to find a house. Why? It's raining, all right? So you do not fall prey or become a victim of, flooded areas by renting an apartment and you are sleeping, and by the time you wake up, you are seeing yourself in gutter because your house is flooded or your business place is flooded. All right? Is there something else you need to know about this period? Reach out to people who you know are in flood-prone areas. Show that you care. If there's a way you can help, apart from what the government is doing to make IDP camps and special places for some of these people to have permanent a place of temporary residence until the flood goes away, please reach out to as many people as possible. Those of us in the riverine areas, we've experienced some of these flood situations before, and we know that there are areas around us that are prone, all right? People from Bayelsa State, some parts of River State, their homes and their farmlands. I've been seeing some videos and all of that, and at the end of the day, let's see how we can look out for ourselves. My name is Denise Aniswolu. I thought to share all of that with you. Ifechukwu Moile is copying me, because yesterday after his news, I played Dancing Queen by ABBA. I wonder why I had to play it today again after the news. But then again, I forgive him because I'm a good person and I have a forgiving spirit. Our conversation today is centered around critical considerations before having children. Conversation starts in full after.
For more talk, news and
let me begin by saying this. I have been going through a lot of articles on online, as well as reading through some, what's it called now? News stories. And it is beginning to seem like the stories of child abandonment, child neglect are everywhere. It's on the rise. In River State some weeks ago, they found a child abandoned in a pit. It's not the first time we'd hear stories like that here. In faraway Kano, a newborn baby was abandoned. Thankfully, the baby is still very much alive. Sometime last year, a woman killed her 2 minor sons, and the police say that she was depressed. And her reason for killing them was the depression. There was also a lady who killed her children because her husband married a second wife. And then in Kenya, a woman stabbed her husband and killed their two children, before attempting suicide. Now, these children did not ask to be born. I don't think anyone who ever had a child or has a child as we speak ever had an opportunity to communicate with the unborn baby. More like the way we have conversations in Nigeria info. Hi, what are you doing? I'm good, I'm fine. What's your name? I don't have a name yet. It's the name you give to me when I'm born that I will take. Okay, so it seems like I'm going to be your mom. Would you like to be birthed by me? Do you think I'm good enough to be your mother? Do you think this man is good enough to be your father? Would you like to come into this world through us? All right. What would you like to have when you are born? No conversation like that. It never happens like that. You don't know what your child looks like till the child is born, right? Even when you go for an ultrasound scan, you see images, but the images are not going to show you the final look of your child. So until your child is born, you behold the child. What an ultrasound scan can do for you is help you tell the gender, the size of the baby, the fetal heartbeats, the weight, and the length, and all of those things. Yes, I know some parents talk to their babies in the womb, but that is after conception, not before conception. So these children obviously have no say in their conception, number one. They have no say when it comes to choosing the parents, who is going to be their mother or who is going to be their father. It just happens that I came into this world through a certain woman and a certain man. And for that reason, they are my parents. I had no plan. I didn't choose. I cannot remember having a conversation with the Almighty about it. But then these children are wonderful. They deserve everything good. And they deserve the right to live. They say children are heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward, says the Holy Book. But lately, children's lives have become endangered. News stories of parents killing their own children have flooded the internet. Stories of parents abandoning their children, neglecting their children. So sometimes it's a case of a child being with a single parent. The other parent is not willing to offer support, not willing to cater. One parent is saddled with it, and there's a limit to how much or how well that parent can cater to that child. So then one begins to wonder if the decision to have these children were not thought through. Did they ever pause to think, imagine, wonder what life with these children would seem like? Were there plans made for the coming of these children? Time will not permit me to play something because I have a limited time to spend with you on the sunny side, and that's why I would like to get on with this conversation as quickly as possible. I was watching something about a said man who said he went as far as doing genetic testing with his then girlfriend after the news of her conception. And this was because he had a brother who was born with disability. And ever since this brother was born up until his adult life, he suffered neglect because his parents were focused solely on this his brother born with a disability. Nobody cared how he went to school. Nobody bothered about him. It was this brother because he needed special care, special attention, special everything. And so when he fell in love, he made it his duty to consider not bringing in a disabled child into this world. And he told his woman, we will do genetic testing when the child is still in the womb. And if for any reason it is detected that this child has one form of disability, we are going to terminate. Because I have seen what it feels like. I see what my parents went through taking care of my disabled brother. I, as a parent, would not want to go through that route. No. And I wouldn't want to put my other children through what I went through. And she said, okay. But guess what? Somewhere down the line, she took in, yes, they did the genetic testing, yes, discovered some disability, but she changed her mind. And she refused to terminate. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of the relationship. He said he was not going to be a part of it. They had agreed. Right? I am not going to be a part of it. I choose not to. The most they could do was get some court whatever that made her, still receive child support from him financially. But that was the most she got. That child did not have a father presence in his life, a fatherly presence. No, he didn't. And then years later, the child died. He didn't as much as attend the funeral of the child. And even when his parents tried to intervene, like, no, now, you were not there in this child's life. This child was born, he didn't show up. This child lived through this life with all of this. He said, I said it from the beginning, no. For him, his critical consideration was the genetics of the child. Let me know what I'm bringing into this world and let me decide if I want to have it. Nobody should come and now try to blackmail me or whatever. See what you people did to me as my parents. You were not there for me. Why? You were you were tending to this my brother, who still died even at the end of the day. His brother eventually died. Yes. And they said, well, your brother was born. Okay, we are sorry. Oh, but we didn't know it would take. But he considered. Now, why am I sharing that with you? That was something someone thought about, had considered. So it was not finance for him, because I know some of you, it may be finance. It wasn't the kind of person you were birthing this child with. Some people actually choose, say, this person, I cannot have a child with you because the future. But then again, with all of these stories we keep hearing, like the recent one about an abandoned newborn baby girl that was sighted over the weekend. She was found beside an abandoned, beside a car on a street in the Yakwa area of Nabawad community in the Taori local government area of Kano State. The infant was said to have been discovered by a group of men who were just chilling and taking one or two bottles. Yes. They were relaxing at a nearby tea joint after they heard the baby crying. An eyewitness recounted the circumstances leading to the discovery of the baby to Punch Metro. Initially, we thought it was a cat mewing, but when we rushed the spot, we saw two security men who had already rescued the baby and asked us to lead them to the house of the ward head because they were new in the area, which we did. The baby was found with clothes and diapers, an indication that the mother might have taken some care to prepare towards abandoning the innocent baby girl. The ward head, who confirmed that the baby was brought to him, expressed gratitude to God that she was at least found alive and healthy. The community has rallied around the ward head to cater for the infant, with many offering support and assistance. The circumstances surrounding the dumping of the baby are currently under investigation, and they are making efforts to try to identify the mother and determine the reasons behind actions. Now, that particular incident has raised concerns about the rising cases of child abandonment in Kano State. Now, let me ask you, what factors do you consider when, if you want to have children? Is this something you think about after, oh, I'm pregnant? But that's which leads to the pregnancy. That's where the journey starts, at least. At that point where you see that, you're beginning to feel the heat, the energy, the chemistry, and you know that something will happen afterwards. And that something that will happen afterwards may most likely lead to a conception. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Once again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416. On X, we're live at Nigeria Info page, and our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Do well to turn down the volume of your radio set as you call. Be audible so we all can hear you. Just maybe the weather would try to make our network act funny, but let's see how we can scale through. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hi, Didi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Miriam from Africa.
Miriam, welcome. Talk to me.
Look, Denise, I must say I salute that young man. And all the way, I support all his decisions. Honestly, nobody should blame him, nobody should curse him, nobody. I salute him and I support him. Denise, Nigeria is such a free country where they don't even need to put abortion laws. They don't even need to debate it in the Senate, debate it so much. That's where they are taking it so dear in other countries. You know, in Nigeria, trust me, use your conscience and do what is something for you. Anybody can do abortion. It's not a crime. I mean, it might be, but they just trust you to use your conscience. It's one of these things. Look, Denise, for me, I think it should really be criminal. It should be a criminal offense for an SS genotype, an AS genotype male to marry or agree to two of them, and an AS genotype female to agree to conceive and give birth to any child. It should be a criminal offense. So people are giving order, and the child was crying. The child was crying. The girl was crying, and it is another patient girl. And then they want to give her no. She was just I'm not telling me to go. She this girl tired of education, anything that is an process. The father said that thing you want love, that you get at when the book comes from it. Think about that long. What do you remember? In fact, what you be having with each other is regret, hatred, irritation. I think it should be a criminal offense to bring an SS child, except people you don't know at all. We really don't know with the kind of technology.
Beyond medical reasons, what other consideration? Yes, medical reasons is one of them. I think it should be number one. But beyond that, what about people who are healthy, who are given? I mean, just last week somebody gave birth to 9 children, 9. And the person is currently talking about how they need support and all of that, and is relying on the goodwill of Nigerians to take care of that child, because the children in a day consume 30,000 naira because the mother cannot breastfeed all of them at once.
And Denise, trust me, during that process, the mother has gone to scan, and there's no way they will not tell her that it is 9 photos. You have 9 children in your womb. There is no way they will know, and they know. And then you cannot calculate yourself and say, no, I can't do this. If there was a way to even remove some, of you make arrangements with the doctors or some person, it's okay. I will take 3 off. Then there's always a way.
There's always a way. Zion from GRA, Victor from Rumuokrishi. I hope you're able to wait for Zion because he came first. Zion, go ahead.
The only medium to have a child that is natural is through intercourse.
Of course. So the decision should start with intercourse.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So in this part of the world, Port Harcourt here, people have intercourse on impulse. They don't discuss it. 13, 14 years old girl, they do it. In fact, every discussion, most of them, whatever is in their mouth is the guy. They are not discussing anything reasonable. It's talk say. So in this bed, and she went to have intercourse, did she discuss with anybody? What do you expect? It's pregnancy. And what is the level of our sex? We are talking about sex education. Should there even be a discourse in school? Let's tell ourselves the truth. Normally, this is an aberration. So since they don't have discourse before they have intercourse, the consequences that come, they should carry it. We only need to tighten our laws.
No. Hold on. Zion. It is the consequences now. You see, when the consequences come, they run away and leave these children. That abandoned child, what if something had happened to that child?
They have been abandoned before now.
Exactly.
Before now.
That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to buttress. When they decide what they decide, the children were not there. Now their decision has brought about the child. It is the child that suffers it.
It's because we did tighten our laws. We are not sincere to ourselves. As we are talking in some houses now, 14 years old girl is pregnant. If she's not there, she's in one of our friends. Can the parents report this matter to NAPTIP? Even
when the courts rule, there are still people who have coconut head. Court says you must take care of this child, or you don't burn them. They say you don't burn them. The person say, I don't get money now. What I go do now? Make I keep myself.
We go further to prosecute that matter, or consign me on them, we will walk away.
Okay. Victor, you are a very patient man, I must tell you. Victor from Rumuokrishi, thank you for your patience.
Okay,
welcome to the sunny side.
I don't know if we can marry what you are saying now, because it was the same time that you raised the issue yesterday. If we can marry to what we discussed yesterday. Now, if we cannot regulate sex, how can we manage this thing? Because there is a saying in our local palace that before you go separate fight, first of all,
separate quarrel.
You remember when people were calling that government shouldn't stop it, they should not go into people's privacy. But how can we control it? Because, Auntie, if you check very close, you see a lot of born away in River State. Go to other states. You see small children. Who is your father? No way. Who is your mother? Where are you staying? Everywhere. Need to be born away everywhere. How can we manage this thing when we cannot regulate the way people are messing up everywhere? You see a lot of people calling and saying government should not interfere, but we can.
Thank you, Victor. Now let me point this out. I'm not talking abortion, no. Never ever. I'm talking the thing. I mean, every now and then you hear our PSAs talking about prevention of STDs and HIVs and all of that. And we are well aware, we are well knowledgeable that when we get to a certain stage in adult life, we become active, right? Good. And in that stage of our activity, we catch fire. I mean, I'm trying so hard to select my words because it's still daytime. But then again, I cannot have this conversation without mentioning some of these key things. Now, when you start catching fire, there is what we call abstinence. Considering that indulgence will likely lead to things like unwanted or unplanned pregnancy, transmission of STDs and HIV and what have you. So, If you cannot abstain, quite all right. You are catching fire, right? There is something called a preventive whatever. Even married couples make the decision not to start having children. So as much as they are legally expected, morally expected to be doing something as married people, they still know to carry out some preventive measures for that period of time when they have decided we do not want to start having kids. Financial reasons, mental reasons, we're not prepared to welcome. And now even if they've had children before, they put a pause or a stop that this ones we've had is enough. We do not want to go further. Our mandate to go into the world, multiply, be fruitful, replenish the earth, ends here. And there were things that they considered before taking such decisions. Even as married people. How much more the single people? So even the married people that have refused to decide and populate everywhere and expect that their elder brother that is probably working in one small place to come and cater to their children. And when the elder brother does not, they begin to try to blackmail the elder brother. They are your children too. Oh. I don't know these ones we are doing. All of us now, my children. Oh. I was not there. I did not come and supervise the process. You people decided on your own and did what you did. And you now want to saddle me with that responsibility and blackmail me into being responsible for your decision? Dennis from Akwa Ibom, I'm sorry you have to call back. So no, I'm not talking about termination. I'm talking about the very, very beginning. Gang. Like someone says, before you separate fight, you separate quarrel. And I'm asking, what do you people consider? What critical factors should be considered before deciding to have children in this day and time? I don't want to wake up one morning and I open my gate and I'm seeing a child abandoned there with one letter. I was 16 years or I don't want that. Trust me. If I see that kid, I'll just generally go out to a police station and say, see, I see this child. And I move. I'm being honest because I have my own responsibilities as well. And as much as I move to compassion and move to wanting to show empathy, I am also going to be asking certain questions. Who do this thing? Why didn't you think from the beginning? Why now think that one good person will be the one to take up your responsibility when the person was not there at the beginning of the journey? Good day, Lady Didi. I'm happy for this discussion today. For me, I don't want neither do I pray to have a child with disability. I know what my aunt went through for her first child, though he died earlier this year after 18 years. I don't want to bring in a child like that because I may not love him or her. So if there is a way to detect that before it comes, I will terminate. I know God gives, but at the same time, he says he won't give us a problem we cannot handle. From Kendrick. All right. Cut from Uniport. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
Yeah, my sister, you have just said it all. Married people should consider, do you have the money? Are you seeing the current challenge we are facing? Do you have mental? Do you have what it takes to train up a child before the way it should grow? If you don't have, minimize it. Then the single people, look, I'm not saying no to it. Try to use other means to prevent yourself because it.
Oh, I thought as much. This network is always fond of this when it rains. Joseph from LMA, welcome to the sunny side. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
Go
good
ahead.
Day,
good day. Good day, Joseph. Go ahead.
Yeah, my take on this topic. I think our parents should be blamed. Yeah. In the sense that they have seen a lot of situations that the children out of wedlock got pregnant for boyfriend. Let me use that word, boyfriend. That the responsible parent had to take responsibility of that pregnancy, groom the child, and the child turned out responsible. I have also seen a situation where that a woman that is married decided to abort pregnancy in our religion setting, we don't encourage that. If you are not ready to conceive or to carry pregnancy, you protect yourself. But in our days, in our generation, they prefer to go like that. They don't protect themselves, not even considering the STV and other related diseases that are involved. So I will advise that nobody's above mistakes. If your daughter, peradventure, makes such a mistake, it doesn't mean the end of her life. Maybe she may be in JS1, JS3, or whatever. After giving birth to that child, she can proceed her education. A lot of times you see that somebody from Sokoto, to avert the parents' wrath, will run from there to River State.
Have you even asked?
Some of them are university students.
Oh my goodness.
Those children, you see, some of them are not giving birth to by somebody that is resident here. So parents should not take responsibility of anything that.
Excuse me, Joseph. If my child comes back home with an unplanned or unwanted pregnancy, yes, maybe because of my nature, I will not throw her away. But she shouldn't expect me to take full responsibility. No. I was not there. I talked to you as a child. I brought you up as a child. I told you, zip up, close your leg. Temptation will come, left, right, and center. Close your leg. Maintain yourself. What did I say? Maintain yourself. Don't give in. They are deceivers. Go to school. Read your book. Graduate, pass. Man will come and marry you. You will have children in marriage. And after I do all these things, I beat you, I broke your hand, I searched your WhatsApp, I did this, I did that, and you still went and did what was in your head because you have coconut head. When you now come back with pregnancy, I tell you, congratulations and jubilations. That's what your heart have desired. You have brought it to manifestation. I shake your hands. I give you children to drink. And then I will ask you, so now that it has happened, what next? Don't now expect me. I have raised you. Probably I have sacrificed all I had to raise you. You have decided. You decide that decision on your own. There is a limit to how far I can help. So even though I'm not throwing you away, don't expect much from me. And that is the situation of some parents, if not most parents. Except, of course, the parents are well-to-do and they are desperate for grandchildren. And they don't care how the grandchildren come or by whatever means. I'm telling you the truth. There's a dilemma some parents are facing. So I never chop belle full. I see they try to train you. You can't go carry pikin, call us. Hello, Lady Didi. Please let me also mention. The only issue driving abortion is pure religion and morality. Abortion should not be a crime. Rather, we should provide sufficient medical health care for those who choose it. Yes, it starts with intercourse, but having intercourse should not condemn me to a fatal end or restrict me to having an unplanned child or endure pregnancy complications. It should be an option in any sane line. Everything you said is valid. But remember, laws aren't made for those who know what to do. Policies are not made for those who have the stamina. It is for the weak, the underprivileged, the socially disadvantaged. How's our sex education in Nigeria? How much are contraceptives today? Please, price a CD. The list is 500 naira. Sex isn't for the married or the holy only. It is for every human. And mistakes abound. That's why we must improve our healthcare system. Thank you very much. I think that's from Emmanuel from Uniport. This one says, good afternoon, I'm Chimabe. I support the first caller. People should be in prison who check their genetics. For me, before I mate, I must think about it. I told myself even intercourse is sweet. I already have 2 children. This is the main reason why I am not yet married. Social-psychological factors have led to this. I'll never train any of my siblings' children. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Trending stories. Let's pause. Let's just pause quickly, sharply. Go and read the news. the trends. I know I have a recorded program coming up at 1:10. Plethora of messages here, and I'm eager to take all of those messages. So we'll come back out after the news, and I'll quickly read them before that 1:10, and then we'll say our goodbyes. Because the entire 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock hours, recorded program, the FinTech show, 2 to 3, of course, we'll have Talking Figures with Chioma Ezenwafo. So please, pause, patience, okay, patience, thank you. And for the calls I couldn't take, I'm so sorry about that. So yeah, let's go on the break for trending stories. It's still the sunny side right here on 92.3 Nigerian. We're still talking critical considerations before deciding to have children.
Information